Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. So my name is Nurul Nashyuha binti Abd Karim and my metric number is 203713. Okay, so today I'm going to explain on how I solved this question. So I'm going to share my screen right now. Okay, so this is the data given. This is the data given. Okay, so question number 1, we have to plot graph for category of PMI and we have to use appropriate bin. So first of all, we have to identify the suitable graph to use, and I decide to use histogram because histogram is the most suitable graph to use for this data. Okay, so to plot histogram, we have to know the bin and frequency. So how we decide the pin that we want to use? So let's look at to the data. Based on this data, we know that the n is 65. We have 65 data, and the smallest value is 15.625, which is in the blue box, and the yellow box is the largest value. So based on that, I decide to use bin by 5, which is I start from 15 because the smallest value is 15.6. So I start with a bit lower from a smallest value, which is 15, and 20, 25, 30, 35, and I stop until 40 because my largest value is 36.5. So I just stop at 40. So we done with bin. So we find the frequency, which is frequency means how many times the event occurs in this data. So for example, like for bin 35, we have 4 event. So after we done with these two, bin and frequency, we can plot the graph. This is the result. This is the graph of PMI, the histogram of PMI. Okay, all right. Did it? So let's move on to the number 2. Question number 2, we have to take a sample 30 data, and then we have to plot box and whisker. So for this question, we have to combine male and female. So I already generate a random data and took only 30 sample of data. This data I just have 30 data because we have to only take 30 sample of data. So to plot box and whisker, which is this, I already plot, but to plot we have to know and we have to calculate the mean, which is the minimum value, which is 15.625 in this purple box, and for max 33.9, which is the largest value in this data, which is in this pink box. So we got minimum and maximum value. For Q1 is a quartile 1. We can get that by using this formula, but this is for manual calculation. For manual calculation, the Q1 is 1 over 4 times n plus 1 and term. But in Excel, we just use the formula. For median is same as Q2, which is half of the data. Then we got 21.34. And then Q3, which is quarter 3, we also can use the formula. For manual calculation, we just use this formula, 3 over 4 times n plus 1 term, and we got the Q1, Q3, and max, we got that earlier. So after that, we find the lower box and the upper box. How do I get this value, which is for lower box? we can calculate this by calculate median minus Q1, which is our median right now is 21.34, and minus by Q1, which is 18.4. So we got 2.96. I'm sorry. So we got 2.94. For upper box, we can get this by calculate Q3, which is 24.675, minus by median, which is 21.34, and we get 3.335. Alright, next we calculate the whisker top. Whisker top is maximum value, which is 33.9, minus quartile 3, which is Q3, 24.675. So we got 9.225. And for whisker bottom, we got from Q1, which is 18.4, minus minimum value 15.625. So after we cut all these value, and then we can plot box and whisker. So we just insert chart and choose box and whisker by using this data, and we get this box and whisker. So for gray one is the upper box, for the orange one is the lower box. So this is the whisker top and this is the whisker bottom. Alright, this is it. So we're done with number 2, and we move on to number 3. For number 3, the question is we have to take another random sample of size 15 for male and female each, and plot the box and whisker. So first I sort for male. This is for male. This is all male in first data just now. And after that, I take random sample of size 15, which is this. This is for 15 sample only. So the step is just the same like previous question. We have to find the minimum value, which is 17.2 in green box, and the max value is 36.5 in this yellow box. And then we calculate Q1 using the formula median, Q3, and the box lower and upper. And we also calculate the top and bottom. The step is just the same with previous questions. And after we get this, all this value, so we can plot box and whisker. Also the same, the green one is the upper box and the orange one is the lower box. So this is it for male. And lastly, for female, this is I start for female first, and this is all female, and then this is for 15 sample only, and just the same, we repeat as the previous question. We calculate the minimum value, which is 16.2 in this blue box, and the maximum value, which is 27.4 in this yellow box. And we calculate Q1, median, Q3, box, lower box, upper box, whisker top, and whisker bottom. And then we plot for box and whisker. So this is it. This is the result. So the grey one is the upper box and the orange one is the lower box. I think that's all from me, and I really hope that you understand my explanation, and I hope my explanation clear. And besides that, in sheet 6 I put the formula. This is for manual calculation for mean, median, mode, range, and quartile formula. So can refer to this. I think that's all for me. So thank you.